Hi crocheters of the world! In this tutorial I want to show you how to crochet this earring that I came up with, made with the jasmine stitch worked with working in a round. I made the tutorial of the jasmine stitch. I left the link below, worked in rows, and now I just want to show you how to work it in round and to obtain this nice earring. I put some beads here and of course the clasp. No, it's not a clasp for the earring, and it's really easy. Just 3 beads, two beads and one little one, just to stop these two, and I put them with the needle and some yarn, sewing yarn, so nothing special. Very easy. Now just want to show you how to work the earring. So here it is, my first trial, and this is with the cluster stitch, and actually the jasmine stitch that I made a tutorial I work it with the cluster stitch, not with puff stitch. This is the same, let's say, same idea of stitch, but work with the puff stitch. Okay, so, and this is the difference. It's a little bit difference, but you can work it with the cluster stitch. So you work 3 double crochets together. Okay, and it's the same thing. If you maybe you like it more this one. Okay, let's get started. We want to begin with the slip knot. I'm working with a cotton yarn number 5 and 2mm hook. Now I will chain 4 and insert the hook into the very first chain made. Keep like this the chain with your finger and slip stitch to join. Now we have our circle here, and we will work like this: chain 3 and yarn over into the chain 4, work your first puff stitch. Okay, try to keep it with your finger. It's not very easy, but we have to. And one more time. Okay, and this is my first puff stitch. Chain 1 to secure. Now chain 2, and we have the chain 3 now because we have the chain 1, the secure chain plus 2 chains are 3, and into the secure chain of the first puff stitch let us work another puff stitch. And I don't want to close this one. Yarn over and into the chain 4 I will work one more, and then I will close them together. So 1, 2 times for the puff and 3 times. Now I have my 2 puff stitches here, yarn over, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. And we have to go on like this, working 2 puffs together 4 more times. So chain 2, always chain 2 when you begin a new puff, and work your first puff stitch of your pair. Okay, this is the first one, yarn over, and into the chain 4 we work the second one. 2, 3, yarn over, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. Now let's go and work one more pair. So chain 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the secure chain and work your first puff stitch and 3. Oops. Okay, yarn over into the chain 4 space, so chain 4 ring, sorry, work one more puff stitch. This is the second puff stitch, yarn over, pull through all, chain to secure. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 around the chain 4 space, the chain 4 ring. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need 6. So chain 2 again and into the secure. So actually we are repeating, as you can see, the same thing. We work another pair. This is the first and the second of the pair. Always work into the chain 4 circle here. Okay, and now we have 5. We need one more around the chain 4 circle. This means that we will work one more pair. So chain 2 again, and work the first puff stitch of the pair. I'm trying to insert the hook under 2 loops of the chain. It's better. And now the second one into the chain 4 circle 2 and 3 times, and now close them all together. Okay, so as you can see, we have 6 puff stitches around the chain 4 circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. But around these 6 puff stitches we have only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we need one more here. So chain 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the chain 1 space, into the chain, secure chain actually of the previous puff, and work one more, just one more puff stitch. Now pull through all, chain 1 to secure, and we can insert the hook into the very first chain, secure chain of the very first puff, and slip stitch to join. And this is what we have. This is the first round actually, and we need one more, just one more round to complete our earring. So, oops, it slips. Don't run away, please. So now we have 6 puff stitches all around the chain 4 and 6 puff stitches all around the 6 puff stitches here. So we have actually 12. Okay, 6 and 6. Now we can begin the second round. For the second round we will begin, as you can see, for the first round we began with 1 puff stitch and we finished with 1 puff stitch. Now for the second round we will begin with 1 puff stitch. So chain 3, and here on the top of the first vertical, I will call this vertical puff stitches, and this, and here this one horizontally. Okay, into the vertical, very first vertical puff stitch of the previous round, work 1 puff stitch. 2 times, yarn over, and 3 times. Okay, now yarn over, pull through all, and chain 1 to secure. And now we will work like this: 2 puff stitches together and then 3 puff stitches together all around. So chain 2, yarn over, and into the chain 1, into the secure chain of the first puff stitch, work 1 puff stitch, 2 and 3, yarn over, and into the, on the top of the first puff stitch of the previous round, here where you already work your first puff stitch of this round, work 1 more puff stitch, Okay, and now close them all together, all 2 together with a chain, secure chain. Now we work 2 together, now we have to work 3 together. And the first one will be the horizontal one. Then we will work 1 more here on the top of the first puff stitch of the previous round. And then we will work 1, the third one, on the vertical puff stitch, second vertical puff stitch of the previous round. So let us work. Chain 2 and into the secure chain of the previous pair of puff stitches, work the first puff stitch of these 3. 1, 2 and 3. This is the first one. Yarn over, and on the top of the first puff stitch of the previous round, work 1 more. I don't know how many times I went on. Okay. Now I have 2 puff stitches on the hook. Yarn over, skip directly on the top of the second vertical puff stitch of the previous round, so first round, and work 1 more. And this is my third puff stitch. Okay. And now pull through all together and chain 1 to secure. Now I have my group of 3 and I want to work 2. So 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay. So let's go on with a group of 2, so a pair of puff stitches. Chain 2, work the first puff stitch here. And the first puff stitch is always a horizontal puff stitch, as you can see. Okay, now this is the first. Yarn over into the second vertical puff stitch of the previous row. Round, work the second puff stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Now we have the 2 puff stitches on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 2. Chain 1 to secure. We worked the pair, now we have to work 3 puff stitches. So the first one will be the horizontal puff stitch. The second one will be worked into the second puff stitch of the previous round, and the third into the third puff stitch of the previous round. Vertical puff stitch. Okay, now let's go on and work our 3. As I said before, chain 2 and this is the first one, and always the first one is a horizontal puff stitch. And now yarn over, and here down we work the second puff stitch. 1, 2 and 3 times. Yarn over, and on the top of the next vertical puff stitch of the first round we work our third puff stitch like this. Now we have our 3 puff stitches here. Yarn over, pull through all 3 and chain 1 to secure. We worked 3 puff stitches together, and now we have to work 2 puff stitches together. So chain 2 and let us work our first one of the pair. Yarn over, and here we work the second one. Two puff stitches on the hook, yarn over, pull through all. Chain 1 to secure. Now again 3 puff stitches. Chain 2 and into the secure chain of the last 2 puff stitches, work your first. As you can see, it's really easy. 1, yarn over, here down we work the second one, and 3, yarn over, and on the top of the next puff stitch, vertical puff stitch of the previous round, the first round, we work the third puff stitch. Okay, 3 puff stitches on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. We continue on with 2 puff stitches now. So we alternate 2 and 3 puff stitches together. 1, and here we work the second one, 2 and 3. Pull through all and chain 1 to secure. Now chain 2 and let us work 3 puff stitches. 1, 2 times, yarn over, 3 times. First puff stitch made, yarn over, here down, we work 2 and 3. Yarn over and skip on the top of the very next puff stitch and work 1, 2, 3 times. For the third puff stitch, pull through all and chain 1 to secure. Okay, now we work 3, now we have to work 2 again. So this is the first one, and here on the top of the puff stitch of the previous round we work the second one, pull through all, chain 1 to secure, and continue on with 3 puff stitches. This is the first, one more. Okay, yarn over, here we work the second one, 3 times, yarn over, and skipping on the top of the next puff stitch we work the third one. So with the third one we always skip into the next vertical puff stitch, the top of the next vertical puff stitch. Okay, now we have 3, yarn over, pull through all and chain 1 to secure. And now chain 2 and into the secure chain work your first puff stitch of the pair, because now we have to work 2. Okay, here down we work 1, 2 times and 3 times, and now we close it together. Okay, and now we have to work the last group, and the last group will be a pair 2. So we finish with a pair, not with 3 as we normally think we have to. No, we finish with 2. So we will work 2 more and then we'll be ready. Okay, so this was the last with 3 and then 2 and 2. So only 2. This is very important for the shape of the earring, of course, that we have to finish with a pair. Okay, and now again here in the middle we work the last puff stitch, and then now if I went 3 times, okay, and chain 1 to secure. Now insert the hook on the top of the first puff stitch worked. Here pull the yarn and slip stitch to join. Now cut a longer yarn than usual, pull tight, and here it is, my earring ready. Now to put the, I don't know the word for this, it's a clasp, it's not a clasp, I don't know, but I know how to put it. So with a needle, sewing needle, we want, it's really easy, I just want to sew it here. I don't know if I did it, yes I did it, and I will just insert a hook here and sew it, and again, can you see, so easy. Okay, and again, I don't know, just 3 or 4 times you can go into the fabric here, so into the earring and into the clasp. I don't know if it is clasp, but it's okay. Okay, and now we just want to loose the yarn a little bit, and we are ready with the clasp. I can cut it. As for the beads, now this is another tail that I have to lose. As for the beads, I will also need a needle and sewing yarn, but thinner than this one. So here I am. On the opposite side we have 12 puff stitches all around, so we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in between the 6th and the 7th I will insert my hook. Yes, of course, my hook, my needle. I will put it in place here, the yarn. Okay, just one more time to be sure that it's perfect, because I want to put the beads with it. And first the larger bead, which is 12 millimeters or 14 millimeters bead, then this one, and this little delica here, it's a 10-0 delica, and with this one I just want to stop these two, and to stop them I will just skip the delica and insert the hook into these two. Okay, like the hook, sorry, it's all about needle. Okay, and I will come back here, and here it is. Now I can just do it one more time. So insert again your needle here through the 2 beads, now again into your delica, and back only into the larger beads that you have here. Okay, and that's it. So really easy, and just work 2 more stitches just to be sure that it's perfect. And my earring is ready. Yes, I have to lose this one too. My earring is ready. So easy. and I must say I really like them. Hope that you will like them too. And now I just can cut my yarn. And that's it, my project is ready. And as I said, hope that you will like them too. And if you like my projects, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like my tutorials and to comment, because I really like to read your comments and to see if you like them and to have some feedback, of course. So see you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.